Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to update you guys on my 3-week update. Excuse me, and please excuse my voice, y'all. I'm very sick. I got sick out of nowhere. I've been sneezing, coughing, runny nose, all of that, so just excuse me. So I just wanted to say that if I'm talking a little weird or a little off, doesn't sound like my voice, is because I'm stuffed up. So back to the video. I wanted to update you guys on my 3-week hair transplant. It's been officially 3 weeks since I've had my procedure done, and my hair is growing very fast and rapidly, and it's still very healthy. It's still very early as well, but I just want to show y'all how it's looking. So this is my left side, and that's where I had more hair, but it's still, you know, it looks thinner because obviously this has grown in. This is the front, and I still have a few scabs here. And then this is the right side, but I'm not too sure why I have scabs, especially in this area. It scared me a little bit because when I had my hair transplant, I did notice that it was like those thick bloody scabs that were like deep, and it was so hard for it to come off. And then when it finally came off, it like was thick. It took some of my skin off. Like, it was very thick, and then I had like a deep hole in my head. It's starting to heal, and then when my hair is growing out, I do notice that my skin is like a different texture than the rest of my face. So my skin where the hair was transplanted, it just feels thicker, and the transplanted hair feels coarse. Well, now it was softer, but it felt coarse at first, like carpet almost, and I did not like that. I'm a little scared because I don't want my hair to be two different textures. Nobody wants that. But I do have these clear sores that are coming out the side of my head, and they're very thick. I don't know what they are. I don't know if it's because like I'm healing, so it's coming out of my scalp. I really don't know. But my hair is starting to change to its regular texture, and when I'm in the shower, I notice that when I'm washing my hair gently with my shampoo, hairs do come out, and I do get a little nervous and I get scared because I don't want my hair to come out. Especially, I went through all of this and it was not easy, especially my donor area. I talked about that. My donor area at first was very painful, and now it's starting to subside. Not the pain. The pain only lasted a few days, but the itching was intense and terrible. The itching, I almost could not get through it because it was just so intense. Like at night, I'm just scratching. Throughout the day, no matter where I was at, I was scratching. And then I put Neosporin on it right after I do my washes, and that helped a little bit. But then I decided to use tea tree oil diluted with vitamin E oil to help the itching, and that did help a lot. So now it's just not as itchy, and naturally I do have dry skin, so I know my scalp can get more drier than other people, and that's completely fine because I could just moisturize it. Now that I'm in week 3, I don't have to use the shampoo and the conditioner, well, shampoo and the lotion that Longevita gave me. I just use my own shampoo and conditioner, and I always make sure they don't have sulfates, parabens, alcohols, dyes, any of that stuff, because I want my hair to stay hydrated and I don't want it to dry out. And I also want to add that the top of my head up here where the hair is still very numb. Everything mainly is back to normal, especially my sides, the back, and everything like that. It still feels like a little bit tender, and it still feels a tiny bit sensitive, but most of the feeling is back. It's a tiny bit numb on the side, but nothing too crazy, nothing drastic, nothing that I should be scared or going crazy over. Also, when the swelling was coming out of my head, it was going down to my face, and when I filmed that video about, you know, my experience, the price and everything like that, later on in the day, my face was actually very swollen, especially my eyes. They just looked crazy, and I had to go out the house like that. Like, I was wearing a mask because I'm like, look, I got scabs on the side of my head. I now have 2 swollen eyes. This is day 4, and honestly, this just happened out of nowhere. So I made a video this morning and my face was completely fine, and now I have swelling that's traveling down my face into my eye, and I'm pretty sure that most likely tomorrow the entire side is gonna be the same as this side. I don't know what's going on, so I'm not looking too shabby. So that is something that I did not expect, because I did not have swelling when I first got it done. I had a tiny bit, I did, but not too much. But a few days later, I definitely experienced that swelling in the face, and it was not a pretty sight. So I just drank a lot of water. I took the medicine that they prescribed to me, and I called it a day. That's something that I just did not expect. So what can you do? Yeah, now I'm just doing the waiting game to see how my hair is going to look, how it's gonna grow out. But the thing that I really like is the fact that my hair is growing in the direction of my hair growth. So the transplanted hair is growing how my natural hair grows, and that's something that I was worried about, because I didn't want it to stick straight out, because at first it does stick straight out. It's just straight out, and it feels like carpet. It's sticking out. You're looking like Cynthia from the Rugrats. You know, you're looking crazy. It gets better. It does. Week 3 has been easy going. One thing that I will say is I no longer feel a little bit weird about walking out of the house, because I've been walking out the house like this since I've got my hair transplant, and I don't care, because people will stare at you, people will be curious, but nobody's gonna ask you like, why is your face swollen? Why you got all those scabs on your head? Why is a big disconnect? Nobody's gonna ask you that. But it really did change my confidence and how I just look at myself every day, because when my hairline was pushed back, I'm like, no, like wigs it is. And I knew how to, you know, finesse it when I had my hair, to sleek it and do the sleek bun, but I no longer wanted to do that. It was just getting very tiring. I did not want to be limited on the styles that I can do, so I'm like, this is why I decided to get it. And my confidence has just went straight up, and I just don't care. I'll walk out of the house like this. At first I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so hard, people are gonna be staring. People are gonna stare anyway, so don't even worry about that. I'm gonna start taking my vitamins. I'm gonna show you guys what I use in my next video, and we'll just see how everything grows out. My donor area has grew back, and it looks a lot better, and it's not patchy or anything. It looks very healthy, very full, like it did before, and I'm going to show y'all exactly how it looks. So here is the back. This is like the right side, this is the left side. I made sure that I take care of it very, very, very well. And I made sure that when I was getting in the shower, stuff like that, that I was being very gentle. But I'm excited, y'all. So excited for how my hair is gonna turn out, how it's gonna grow, how it's gonna look. Make sure that you guys stay tuned, because I will be doing a series, like I said in my previous video, on my hair transplant. And I will be uploading just my experience of what I was going through with my scalp, with my hair, all of that kind of thing. But be sure to follow me on my social media as well, because I am more active on there. It will be linked down in the description box, and I will see y'all in the next video, so stay tuned for the content.